Hey, what's going on? It's Matt. Welcome back to the channel. About 2 months ago, I was sent the Skyloft hammock system by East Hills Outdoors. I wanted to use it a couple of times before I did an actual review on it. This is a all-in-one system, and what I mean by that is in this bag there is the hammock with a bug net. There are 2 straps, there are stakes, and there's a tarp. This is an ideal setup for someone who's looking to get into hammock camping or hammock backpacking. Although it is 4 pounds, if you don't mind the extra weight, this is something to take a look at, and it's only 75 bucks to boot. I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up real quickly and go over some of the more features once I get it set up. So fully set up behind me in a classic A-frame with the tarp. It took me about 5 minutes. There were some things that I did prior to getting it out here to make setup easier. I'll show you that real quickly when I bring the camera a little bit closer. But this is really an ideal situation, and you can really set the tarp up in any way you like to. All right, here is the hammock. You see how it nestles nicely under that A-frame. You can really make the tarp any way you'd like to. Now, this is really a easy setup, but one of the things to make it easier, I suggest, is that before I came out here, I have some of these Night Eyes little S-beaners, and what I did was I tied a little bowline knot. So I was able to just kind of loop this around and click on the other part of the S-beaner, and it made it really easier to just kind of get up. And with these tensioning, I'm not sure the exact names of these things, but you pull this and you can make this much more taut. I did that with everything. So everything at the end of the tensioning cords or the guy lines has a bowline knot in it, and they all lead up to this kind of tensioning. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest with you. I know other hammock manufacturers have names for these things, but what you do is you just pull on this and it makes it taut, and it basically doesn't go backwards until you flip it up. So pretty handy to have. It makes easy setup of the actual tarp, but I do recommend doing those bow lines and picking up some of these really small S-beaners. I'll put a link to Amazon for these down below as well. So the tarp as well as the hammock is made out of a 70D nylon, and it is ripstop, so very durable. The tarp is water resistant. I probably wouldn't put this in a torrential downpour, but it does cover the hammock completely from side to side, and the hammock as a whole is 10 feet long. This is a single hammock. I'm going to take down the tarp right now so we can take a look at the actual hammock. This is the actual hammock. It comes in a green or it comes in a red. Everything is included, so setup is really easy. These gorilla straps actually just wrap around the tree like that, and then you bring it back down, and then you hook the carabiner, which is attached to the hammock, through one of the actual loops. You do the same on the other side. The bug net goes all the way around, and it unzips down here. There's actually a little stuff sack, and what you'll do is, if you don't want the bug net, you'll unzip it all the way around and you'll shove the bug net into that little part right there. This is an asymmetrical hammock, and what that means is that there's a place for your head, meaning your head would go on this side and your feet go on the other side. And I can sleep in it. One thing I will say is that the major drawback to this particular hammock setup or system is that the zippers for the bug net aren't the greatest, but for the price point, you get what you pay for. Still quality enough. Just take your time with them. Don't rip it really quickly. And the other thing I will say is that this only comes in a 10-foot. That being said, I'm 6'3". It's a little short. The reason why is when you sleep in a hammock long enough, you'll get what's known as ridge calf, and it's basically when your feet down here kind of get bunched up when you're trying to sleep. I've not done a full night in this, but I've done hours in it, which kind of counts. So other feature that I really like about this is the guy out points. to kind of keep the hammock kind of stable in wind. You haven't heard already in the audio, it's pretty windy today. So with the relatively easy setup and it only being $75, this makes it an ideal kind of system, I would say, for anybody who's looking to get into hammock camping or hammock backpacking. Some of the benefits, obviously, I don't know if you could hear it earlier, but this ground is soaking wet. So if this was a camping situation or a hiking situation and you needed to throw up shop, you wouldn't be on a wet ground right now. $75, I'll put a link down below for the actual setup. Take a look at them. Thanks for watching these things. Have a good day.